Hey guys, it's 21 Maxwell here, and we have another WWE pay-per-view predictions video. Decided that the Greatest Royal Rumble didn't really classify as a proper pay-per-view, so I didn't do one for that, but we're back with Backlash. Again, it is just going to be the graphic on the background, so if you just want to, as I say, go do something else while this plays, it's more a podcast type feel, then yeah, as I say, that'll be the case going forward with this and other pay-per-views, hopefully, across the year. So I thought Mania as a whole, I've done pretty well. Completely, as everyone did, guessed incorrectly with Braun Strowman's partner. I think the only one I really called wrong would probably, as I say, was AJ beating Nakamura, and well, I've got actually quite a few when I think about it. The US title, I got that wrong when I seen gender, and of course Roman not winning, which was a big surprise to everyone. So we're hoping to do a little better here. I guarantee I'm not going to go 8 for 8, as we've got 8 matches scheduled at the moment, as this is recorded on Thursday, so I don't know if there'll be a late edition, or maybe 205 live, but 8 matches as it stands. If I can get 6 or 7 right, I'll be quite happy, but yeah, let's kick into it anyway. Going by Wikipedia, the match order, so obviously it won't be the running order, but start off first with a match that was added at the last minute on Raw, and that was a tag team match between Braun Strowman, Bobby Lashley against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. I had to think about this one. There's quite a few ways they can go with it. That's the good thing about the brand split. You know, coming out of these kind of coming out of that and then coming out of WrestleMania, there's a lot of unpredictability of where they're going to go. But I feel that it's far too early to turn Lashley on Strowman, because Strowman has got to stay babyface. I mean, he's been absolutely incredible in that role. I just believe it's going to be quite a convincing victory for Strowman and Lashley, and I think we'll get more of a storyline development of this probably on Raw. So the babyface team to win here. Next up, I've got Daniel Bryan's first big singles return match on pay-per-view against Big Cass. I'm going to shock a lot of people here. I think Big Cass wins. Reason being, I know the England SmackDown probably hints towards it going to Daniel Bryan, because obviously whoever stands tall at the last go-home show usually doesn't win on the pay-per-view, but I just feel, see, honestly, Daniel Bryan, is, as much as he's been built up and how over he is, doesn't need victories. You know, you could always play a storyline of, you know, is Daniel Bryan, can he win the big one? We have the whole underdog story, like we had before, getting the crowd right behind him, and at the same time it builds Big Cass up as a, you know, another evil villain, a top evil villain even for the SmackDown side. So I think Big Cass wins. You've always got the likely interference, of course, of the Miz if they want to start that program. But I think Big Cass wins here. Bryan will hopefully maybe get his revenge at maybe Money in the Bank if that is the next pay-per-view. And I think you get Miz and Daniel Bryan probably at SummerSlam. But that's just a prediction. I could be completely wrong with that, but that's just, as I say, complete guess. But it'd be quite nice to see. Next up, I've got Roman Reigns versus Samoa Joe. It's weird because, again, there's no Universal title match on pay-per-view, which in my opinion demolishes the prestige of the title. It's a new title, you want it defended a lot on pay-per-view, you want big matches, you know, so you can go, oh, remember this match to Universal title. Realistically, has there been any? Apart from maybe Rollins against Balor that's been memorable for the championship. So, unfortunately, I've got Roman Reigns here. I just feel like they're going to keep up with the Roman Reigns experiment to try and get him over by beating Joe. I think Braun Strowman's the guy, if I'm honest, but Roman Reigns, as I say, I think he picks up the win, and they'll build him up for yet another encounter with Brock, and I feel you get Samoa Joe going to SmackDown with a lot of proof and just beating everybody up there. So I think you see him against an AJ, him against Daniel Bryan at one point, a lot of baby faces that he can tangle with on the blue brand. Next up, Carmella versus Charlotte Flair. I think you've got to go with Carmella here. I don't think you lose the championship that early. It won't be clean, that's for sure. I've got to agree with the guys on Cultaholic where they went with the interference from the Iconics. It makes perfect sense. I say they've had a little bit of a tangle with Charlotte. You might even get Asuka and Becky Lynch chasing them away, but I think Carmella takes advantage to retain her championship and survive for another day. What's interesting, of course, with Money in the Bank coming up, you'll probably more than likely get a women's Money in the Bank match. Wouldn't it be ironic if somebody cashed in on Carmella just a thing to look into in the future. From the Raw side of things, you've got Nia Jax versus Alexa Bliss, this continual bullying storyline, which seems to have been reversed for some reason. Nia Jax, for me, I just feel like she needs a run with the title, and this is very difficult unless... I just don't think it's believable that Alexa Bliss could ever beat Nia Jax with a size difference. And I think in this match, Nia's just got to be dominant and just destroy her. But quite happy with her as the champion, as I say, give her a chance to fully, establish herself, and then there's a lot of great feuds she can have on Raw. It would be interesting to see her tangle with Alexa Bailey, Sasha Banks, and a few others that are on that side of things, and Ronda, maybe, at one point. Please just never Natalya. Next up, again on SmackDown, we've got the US title match between Jeff and Orton. It's a tough one. I really don't know. Does anybody else get involved? Does Shelton get involved? Does Jinder and the Singh brother that's still there, do they get involved because he's still pissed he's not got his US Championship? I'm going to say Jeff Hardy wins, but this is really hard to call despite him just winning the title. I don't think you can ever write off Randy Orton and how he's portrayed in the WWE. They like to keep him strong, and it's going to be an interesting one. But I think Jeff picks up the win. Crazy this is a match up in 2018, but it should be decent. We've then got a Raw vs SmackDown match here for the IC title. Seth Rollins defends against The Miz. A lot of talk, of course, of The Miz going for that 9th championship reign, obviously to equal Chris Jericho, I believe. Might have got that stat wrong. I just feel like it's got to stay with Seth Rollins here. Let The Miz do his own thing on SmackDown. He's got Daniel Bryan to contend with. I'm pretty sure Miz is still quite a good wee bit sub 40, so I believe there's still plenty of time to get that record, and I'm sure he 100% will. But another match making Seth Rollins look $1 million, and he's really starting to really start getting back into the fire that he had when he was, as I say, he's starting to finally get that fiery babyface to him, and the fans are really getting behind him. I mean, people thought it was silly when he added Burn It Down to his entrance, and, well, you heard that Montreal crowd when Burn It Down played. That was a hell of a pop. So I think Seth Rollins is like good things going forward. Main event, AJ Styles, the champion, defends against Shinsuke Nakamura. No disqualification match for the WWE title. Tough one again. Usually, as I say, when it is these kind of series, you kind of favour the one that's not won, which of course would be Nakamura. But the way they've built this up with the low blows, I think this is the time that AJ Styles finally wears a cup, and as I say, I think he picks up the win here. I really don't know where they go with Nakamura after this, but another person I could feel this is Daniel Bryan. You could see Orton versus Nakamura. I would like to see him maybe even recruit a couple of people being kind of stable with him, just properly get as I say, heat towards him. But I feel AJ, as I say, picks up the win here. He's got plenty of people to feud with, as I say. He could have, oh god, Big Cass, unfortunately. You could have Samoa Joe that was obviously teased. You could see an Almas could get a mega push off the start. It's going to be really interesting, but I think AJ Styles remains as WWE Champion, at least for another month. As I say, it's going to get us guessing, of course, for the next pay-per-view Money in the Bank, who is going to, possibly challenge for these kind of things. And it's just quite an interesting time, because it's one of the more unpredictable pay-per-views that there is. I'm just hoping it is the Money in the Bank next, and I haven't made a colossal mistake with that, but I'm pretty sure. I'm just going to quickly check the dates while on Wikipedia. And of course, it's not going to have an article, is it? Money in the Bank 2018. Of course it doesn't. But I'm pretty sure that is, judging by the network schedule, that was due to be next. Well, there you go, June 17. I don't think you'd see another event in a space of 4 or 5 weeks. But remember, this is the first ever for a while dual pay-per-view since the Greatest Royal Rumble the WWE likes playing adverts for. But best of both worlds apparently, as Raw and SmackDown come together for this momentous pay-per-view. This is Backlash. It is this Sunday, of course, on the WWE Network. And remember, if you're not a subscriber, just register, get the free month, and then save about your subscription.
cancel it. But it should be good. I'm looking forward to it, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. So let me know how you guys feel the pay-per-view will go down, if what you agree with and disagree with. And yeah, let's get some interaction in the old comment section. But cheers for watching. Take it easy. See you soon. Bye-bye.